What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV, back here for another Tottenham update and a few little bits and snippets to get through today. And let's start off with the Ali Gold updates from today. And the first one is Antonio Conte was made fully aware of what the club can and cannot do when it comes to money and transfers.
More cannot, I would say.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. What do you think he has been promised then, if he has been made fully aware?
Who knows? I mean, it's anyone's guess at this point, because there's, why is he here if he wasn't promised funds? But the history of Tottenham suggests that he's not going to get everything that he wants in the history of the Tottenham. So I don't know. I mean, it's honestly, I don't know what he's been promised. I mean, he must have been promised something, surely. Surely he's promised some sort of funds.
Do you think after that Mura game and after he's getting to grips with this squad a bit more now, you think
he's
that
finally learning?
Do you think he needs a lot more than what he was promised then?
I mean, maybe. I mean, I think he was a bit shocked after that game how bad the standards were at Tottenham, when he's like, I think the way he said, the standard, the level of Tottenham is not so high. Like I felt like he was just learning that, like after that Mura game. So maybe it's suggesting he might want a bit more money, but who's anyone's guess? I mean, surely we all know Tottenham, from a financial fair play point of view, we're in the strongest position of any team in the league. But it's all about where the cash is available for us to spend, and hopefully he's been promised some sort of funds that he can rebuild the squad. I think centre back we massively need. We know that because the centre backs we have are just not suited to how Conte wants to play. Ball progression, playing into midfield, dribbling ability. Like, none of our defenders really are very good at that. So that's like number one priority. And if he doesn't get those centre backs, it's not going to work under Conte.
Centre backs, we're short on right back options. Emerson's pretty much our only competent right back at the moment. Left back, after Reguilon, who can come in cover for Reguilon? No one at the moment. Centre mid, we need a creative centre mid. I mean, we need a backup striker, if not another striker.
Yeah, but you're talking about backups. I'm talking about we need first team players now for centre back, which we don't have.
Yeah,
like that's number one.
Yeah.
Number one right now.
All right, let's move on, and we've got a Dusan Vlahovic update, and the first one is from Ali Gold, and he says, Dusan Vlahovic is a player Spurs really like, but prizing him away in January could be tough, and they'll likely face a battle with many clubs to sign him in the summer.
That's what we knew,
Your fears coming true once again.
Yeah, I mean, it's obvious, isn't it? And because Fiorentina, I think they're in a battle right now for the European spots. They're not doing too well, but they're like 7th or 8th, I think, in Serie A right now. But he's banging in the goals. So as long as he's in good form, and he's banging them in, it's obviously going to be very difficult for Fiorentina to part ways with him mid-season for a cut price free. Anyway, even though he's only got 18 months left, and then once he gets to the summer, we all know he's got a year left on his contract, and there's going to be a lot of teams in for him, especially if he carries on the form he's showing right now. So I think it's going to be very difficult, and as well, he's going to look at Tottenham and think, we've got Harry Kane, he's still at the club. And am I going to be a certain starter at Tottenham, whereas at other clubs maybe he would be. So it's difficult to see this one getting done, to be honest, especially for a big fee.
And the Athletic followed on from that, and they say Dusan Vlahovic may prefer to remain in Italy. This would not suit Fiorentina, who would want a Europe-wide auction for his services. I mean, do you see him staying in Italy?
I mean, I don't see why not. If a big club comes in for him, I can see, like for Juventus, they sold Ronaldo, didn't they? They haven't really signed anyone. They got like Morata. Who else they got up front? Like, they definitely need a striker. So I could definitely see Vlahovic being on their radar.
You see an Italian club stumping up the cash that Fiorentina want, though?
In the summer, probably, yeah. Not in January. But in the summer, I can see it.
Surely the most likely candidate to buy him are Man City. They really want a striker. He's obviously banging the goals in. Surely that's like a match made in heaven.
Yeah. I mean, why didn't they sign him in the summer? They had the money. We know they bid big money for Kane. The money could have definitely got Vlahovic. Maybe they weren't sure about him in the summer. But yeah, Man City definitely could be a candidate. I mean, there'll be a lot of teams that could be a candidate for a player who's got very good age, good scoring pedigree already in Serie A and in an important league. So there's going to be a whole host of clubs after him, and it's about what he wants for himself. I mean, if he wants to stay in Italy, then that's a personal choice, isn't it? There's nothing clubs can do about that.
Very true. Let's move on. We've got updates from the Telegraph out in Holland talking about Steven Bergwijn. I'll read it bit by bit. And the first one is Steven Bergwijn is not at all in Antonio Conte's plans. The Italian has only spoken to him twice since arriving at Tottenham. And it goes on to say that the ego of a manager like Conte is far too big to take into account the market value of a player. That's not music to Levy's ears. And it says that's why he's an economical option for Overmars to sign Bergwijn on a loan first and then buy him for relatively next to nothing.
I can't see us letting him go for that, for next to nothing. We signed him for nearly 30 million, so we're going to have to, and we'll make, look, I think Levy might accept making a loss, but like not that much. Like he's going to want 20 million at least back from that deal. So I can't see it being next to nothing.
What did we sign him for? 25, 30 million?
Yeah, I think that. 27, I think it was in the end. In terms of him not being in the plans, I think, I know we're playing at the moment 3-4-3, but I do see that changing in the future. And if that does change, there really isn't a space for Bergwijn and even potentially Lucas as well. In that
Unless he's converted to a wing back. That's the only way he fits in there, really.
Yeah, but he could be, and but you have to have a lot of commitment. Like for example, Victor Moses, when he'd done that, like his career had been really like gone for a good 3 years at that point, like he had a good 3 or 4 years, and he's going nowhere. So it was kind of like get the program at wing back, or you're not going anywhere. Bergwijn, I know he hasn't had the easiest time at Tottenham, but he knows. I think Bergwijn knows he can move to a club and be a starting winger there. So whether he wants to convert himself to a fullback to commit himself fully to the cause right now, or you're thinking, look, I'd rather just leave and play my position I want to play in. I can understand that. So
what would you do if you were the manager with Steven Bergwijn?
What would I do? I mean, if he doesn't, look, if the formation I think Conte wants to play, I don't see a space for Bergwijn. So I wouldn't mind getting some money and then getting more players suited to the formation that Conte wants to play, which I think is two up front, and I think that is going to suit the players that we have more than 3-4-3, because I believe there's more talent in the central areas with Lascelles. I believe there's more talent in Lascelles and Ndombele than there is with Bergwijn and Lucas, basically.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
That's my point.
Yeah.
So I'd rather try and fit them in than try and fit Lucas and Bergwijn in.
And then the last bit of the update is just pretty much repeating what's been said, but it says Ajax want to sign Steven Bergwijn on an initial loan. Antonio Conte has only spoken 2 words to the Tottenham winger and vetoed a move for him during his time at Inter Milan, which is quite interesting. Every single player we talk about is like, yeah, he could have had him at Inter, he could have had him at Juve. Every single player has Paratici or Conte has been linked to bringing over to their clubs in Italy.
Yeah, apparently so. Maybe we're an open shop, but in terms of sending him out on loan, I guess if it's with an option to buy, I guess I can understand it, but we need to get someone in place for him because we just don't have attacking options right now. And that's a big problem. Like if we let go of Bergwijn, all of a sudden, we have Son, Kane, Lucas and Gil, and that's it.
Unless we move to the 3-5-2.
Still,
I mean, we need strikers then more than wingers.
It doesn't matter. We still need players, is my point. And if like Bergwijn, as much as even if we move to 3-5-2, I'd rather have Bergwijn as an option to play up front than have no one. We need players to bring in. We can't let go of Bergwijn and not bring in anyone. That would be suicide in terms of depth in attacking areas because we have no one.
Don't worry, Levy will say, yeah, you got Troy Parrott coming back. You got Dane Scarlett.
Exactly.
Just make do.
Dane Scarlett's fit. Exactly. He's going to be our saviour.
All right, let's move on. This is from a publication called Super Deporte out in Spain. And they're saying Luka Modric could reject the opportunity to return to Tottenham Hotspur and move to Manchester City instead. I mean, would you take Luka Modric back at this age? 36 years of...
Look, I thought Brozovic was too old.
Yeah,
What's Modric? What happened there? Brozovic is 28, 29. All of a sudden we're considering Modric. Yeah, right. I don't believe that for a second. So, I still think, to be honest, he's a good player and he has legs in him, but I wouldn't want him on big wages at 36 years. That doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
Doesn't make any sense to me.
Does it make sense for you for him to go to City?
Makes more sense than Spurs, to be honest. Yeah, because I think they've got a more built system that could incorporate Modric than we do. We'll rely more heavily on Modric in terms of having him using his physicality and stuff like that. Whereas Man City, they play 90% of the game with the ball, so that would suit Modric to a T. I know he would obviously have to win it back quickly, but he still has a bit of legs to do that, and he wouldn't have to do as much work as he would at Tottenham in the centre of midfield.
At the end of the day, whatever caveats Modric has with him and his age and all that kind of stuff, you know what I mean? To see him back in a Spurs shirt would just be insane, wouldn't it?
That would be nice. It would be nice, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. All right, let's move on. And the next one is from the Daily Mail, and it says Tottenham have been dragged into fraud allegations against Juventus, with Italian police investigating the transfer history of summer signing Christian Romero and the role of club's managing director Fabio Paratici. Great news.
What I've read is one of 42 transfers so it's quite a lot. We all look in Italy, it's all dodgy, isn't it? We know the transfers are dodgy, like obviously the Tottenham Romero signed for Atlanta and then signed for Tottenham on loan on the same day, and we know like that's commonplace in Italy. That's not irregular, and all these like part ownerships and all these kind of different things. It's all very regular in Italy. Here it's not the norm. So I don't know what's going on with these deals, but clearly they're all being investigated. Maybe these deals, the way they're structured in a way to bend some rules or something, get around some laws, which is why they're done like that. I think he signed from Genoa and then went immediately out on loan to Atlanta without playing a game for Juventus. I think so. There's clearly been dodgy stuff. I don't know if it's dodgy, but there's some weird stuff going on from our perspective because it's just not normal. But I know those kind of deals are very much commonplace in Italy.
There's always weird stuff going on in Italy. Let's be honest. Very dodgy.
There's even rumours that they could be relegated, Juventus.
Again.
There is actual rumours of that to Serie B, which wouldn't be the first time, would it? No, obviously last time was match fixing, but that would be unbelievable. But it would be classic Tottenham to finally get a director of football who knows what he's doing and he goes to prison.
Yeah.
That would be classic.
Maybe we'll get the prison bounce this time, right?
Spursy.
Let's move on and let's talk about the Ballon d'Or now, as Harry Kane finished 23rd in the Ballon d'Or rankings. Obviously Lionel Messi finishing top, winning it seventh year for a seventh time.
He said he was over the hill.
He is over the hill, that's the thing.
Not over the hill, come on.
Is he not?
No, he's not over the hill.
Of course he is.
Oh, come on.
What, you think he's as good as he was in his pomp?
No, he's just not over the... What does over the hill mean?
Past his best.
But what does that mean, though? Does that mean he's not good enough anymore? He's not good?
I never said he's not good enough. I'm just saying he's nowhere near as good as he used to be.
Over the hill means you're finished. You're not good anymore. That's what over the hill means.
Compared to what he was, he is over the hill.
He just won a Ballon d'Or.
Yeah, but he should never have won that Ballon d'Or.
Come on, he was unbelievable last year.
He should never have won that Ballon d'Or.
Just because do you think he shouldn't have won it doesn't mean he wasn't good.
Ballon d'Or now is a popularity contest. That's all it is.
But you have to realise he had an unbelievable year.
He had a good year,
No,
but
great year.
he didn't have a good... Lewandowski had a much better year than him.
He won the top goal scorer in a very poor Barcelona team. He was
very poor La Liga.
It doesn't matter. He won top goal scorer in a team managed by Ronald Koeman. He won the trophy for Copa del Rey or whatever.
If you're gonna mention that Barcelona or a poor Barcelona side, you've got to recognise that it's a poor league as well.
No, I don't think it's that poor. I mean,
how can you say
Real Madrid got
it's
to the
gone
semi-final
downhill
of the Champions League.
Much.
Real Madrid got to the semi-final of the Champions League.
Okay.
So, it's not that poor then, is it?
It is poor.
It's not that poor.
Yeah,
I really don't think it is. And then I think you're underestimating the league just because they've lost some star players. And then obviously he won the Copa America, which is one of the star players during the tournament. So he had a great year. You can't deny that. Yeah, you can argue here and there maybe Lewandowski deserved it better or whatnot. But what you can't deny is Messi had a brilliant year, and he's still a brilliant player.
I'm not saying he's not a brilliant player. I'm just saying what he was, it's night and day now to his kind of attributes. Look at him at PSG. He's hardly doing anything at PSG.
It's a poor run of form. Doesn't mean he's over the hill. Doesn't mean he's bad anymore.
This is Lionel Messi we're talking about. He doesn't go on poor runs on form.
He does, and he's done it for Barcelona plenty of times.
How many games has he gone without scoring for Barcelona?
Plenty of times. I've seen him go on poor runs of form and then hit and then come back and be the best he's ever been. I've seen it a few times from Messi. This is not the first time. So
Lionel Messi is nowhere near the player he was.
That's obviously a stupid statement. He's 34. Of course,
not a stupid statement. He shouldn't be winning the Ballon d'Or right now. This is a popularity contest because of what he's done in his career.
I think he's well within it to be up there to win it. He's definitely in contention. There's no reason why he's not in contention.
Fine, but he shouldn't be winning it. Lewandowski should have won this award.
How could you say he's in contention yet he's over the hill? I don't understand.
He is over the hill.
That doesn't make sense to me.
Because that's how much of a great player he is, but it doesn't mean that he's still the best player in the world, because he's not the best player in the world anymore.
He's up there with being one of the best players in the world. Over the hill means you're not as good, as in you're not good anymore. You're finished, kind of thing. That's what
over the hill compared to what he was.
Yeah, but what? No, that's the silly statement. It doesn't mean anything.
What do you mean it doesn't mean anything? It means that he's much poorer than what he used to be. It's just a simple fact.
He's not much, but he's still one of the best players in the world, though. So how can you be over the hill and one of the best players in the whole world? That doesn't make sense.
Because we're just going to keep going around in circles.
Yeah,
but what I'm saying is he's much worse. Okay, forget over the hill. He's much worse than what he used to be. And there's other players in Europe. Other players in Europe deserve to win it more than him.
You can argue that, but the fact of the matter is he's 34 and still in contention to win a Ballon d'Or after a brilliant year. So, I mean, I still think he's one of the best players in the world right now, and he proved that last year. And I think you can argue it,
again this year.
I think he could have won it. I don't think there was.
He'll score 10 goals for PSG now, and he'll still be in the contention for the Ballon d'Or next winter.
But he didn't just score 10 goals last year.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about last season. Last season, fine, he had a great season for Barcelona, but he should still never have won the Ballon d'Or. This season, even if he scores 10, 15 goals for PSG, he's still going to be in the contention for the Ballon d'Or because his name's Lionel Messi.
I don't know about that. We'll see. I mean, we'll have to wait and see what happens next year, but I'm just saying.
Messi finished top. Lewandowski finished second.
Yeah.
Jorginho finished third.
Because he got to the Euros final.
Benzema finished fourth. N'Golo Kante finished fifth. And Ronaldo finished sixth. Salah seventh. De Bruyne eighth. Mbappe ninth. Donnarumma 10. Erling Haaland 11, Lukaku 12, Chiellini 13. Surely Harry Kane deserves to be ahead of some of those players.
Yeah, I mean, and Simon Kjaer got 18th ahead of Kane because he's good at CPR pretty much. Yeah. That's pretty much what happened. I mean, I'm not discounting what happened on the pitch, but like this is a football competition about how well you've played over the year. Harry Kane should definitely be top goal scorer, most assists. Got to the Euros final after scoring 4 goals in 3 knockout games in the Euros. Like, I think he's had a brilliant season. If you played for a team higher up in the league, he'll definitely be higher up in the Ballon d'Or. That's for sure. I guarantee you that.
That's what I'm saying. This thing is more of a popularity. Like, I don't understand how Benzema finishes higher than Harry Kane. Yeah, I know Benzema has been brilliant over the last year, but I think Harry Kane has been night and day better than Benzema.
Yeah, I think he had a better year. Benzema's been brilliant, but yeah, I don't understand it. But I think Messi's different. Messi has a genuine claim to the Ballon d'Or. You can argue whether he deserves it or not, but he does have a genuine claim to it, is my point. Yeah. And so if he wins it, I don't think it's like this travesty and disgrace. I don't think it is. I think you can argue he deserves it.
Well, we can agree to disagree, I guess, because I think Lewandowski was by far the best player in Europe over the last season.
I think he also had a brilliant year. No doubt about it. But Bayern, you can, if you're going to say it's a poor La Liga, you can say Bayern win the league every year, and it's easy for him. You can make that argument, but I wouldn't make that argument. But you can.
But you made the claim that it's a poor Barcelona team. So if you got to take both into account,
it was a poor Barcelona team, which is different.
It's not different. It's the same thing.
Which is different to playing in a league where Bayern completely dominate year on year on year, unlike in La Liga, where it's a bit different.
Yeah. All right. Fair point. Let's move on and let's talk about the last update is Janil Bennett has returned to Spurs after an ankle injury that's ruled him out for the rest of his loan deal at Crewe Alexandra, which is sad to see, really. Janil Bennett, obviously, he was the one famous for scoring that first goal in the new stadium in that friendly against Southampton. But yeah, sad to see with Janil, isn't it? Yeah,
it's a shame, because it would have been a good time for him to get some, experience on loan. But it's a shame he ended early, but these things happen in football. Hopefully he gets through it and comes back stronger.
All right. Well, that is your Tottenham update today. Let me know in the comments section below your thoughts regarding any of the news stories we've brought to you today. Like, subscribe and comment. And as always, come on you Spurs.